I switched to Tello Mobile 1 whole year ago, and I'm here to give my totally honest, no BS review. We're going over the good, the bad, and the cuckoo. We're talking cost, portability, compatibility, range, and strength. Let's go! Alright, right here at Tello.com, the first entry in the nav bar is plans. We click plans and like, wha-bam! We see the crazy affordable plans! We see 5 gig unlimited minutes, $14 a month. Holy crap! Before I was paying $30 a month for Metro PCS. I thought that was a great deal. And then Mint Mobile comes out with their 15, so that was kind of the two things that I was comparing this to. Tello was like, boom, 5 gig unlimited, 14?
Pretty good.
I'm kind of a homebody. I kind of have Wi-Fi wherever I go. I don't use a lot of data. Even if you're just like a normal Joe that's not a shut-in like old Andy, average users use like 12 gig a month. So that's another thing you can compare to. But like for me, I totally do 2 gig and 300 minutes a month, $8. I've been paying $8 for my cell phone bill for a whole year. And daggum, it feels good to save some money. Tell you what. For the naysayers and no good nicks, I really have been using Tello Mobile for an entire year. Here's my history, all the order numbers. I got order numbers, y'all. Daggum, going back to last February. Tell you what. The plans go all the way up to unlimited. They have 500, they have unlimited, 5 gig, 10 gig, 15, unlimited, even unlimited, $25 a month. Come on, y'all. I don't know anyone else who does it that cheap. And I don't think you need unlimited texting and calling. Unless you're a talker. And if you're a talker, you know you're a talker. And if you ain't, you know somebody who's a talker. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes that'll just like talk until you cut them off.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Don't get me started when you get 2 talkers going. Leave them in a corner. They'll be fine. Let them go. If you made it this far, you dig the vibe. So go ahead and hit subscribe. My porting story had a little bit of a hiccup in the middle there. So I thought I had to go down to the Metro PCS store. And so I went over there and they're just like, yo, I want to port my number. I want to switch my service. And they're like, daggum, you've been with us for a while. It's like, yeah, well, I found someone who's really freaking cheap and worth taking a risk on. So they're like, that's great, but you have to call up the number and get a porting number. It was like a 4 or 6 digit number that the dude on the other end of the line gave me. So when I was going through the porting process with Tello, I had to give them that porting number. And so I called them up on the phone. So the only hiccup was I had to drive a few minutes down to the store just for them to tell me that I had to come back and call Metro on the phone. Why couldn't they give it to me in the store?
The world may never know.
That was really the only hiccup for the Tello porting process. The rest was fairly smooth. All right, compatibility. This is going to be quick because chances are your phone works. You need an unlocked phone or like a locked phone to T-Mobile or Sprint. And if you want to find out for sure, go to their website, go up to bring my phone up here at the top. So type in *#06#. It'll bring up that IMEI number. And so you're going to put that number in here. Is that mine? Is that totally mine? Does it still have mine from before? Hey, it works. So you just put in your number like that. It still had my number from a year ago. Awesome. And yeah, and like that's it. It'll just say, hey, your phone works. Your phone wants to join Tello. And then boom, you'll be for sure that your phone is going to work. All right, so range and strength are pretty similar concepts. I'm going to try to like differentiate the two. So we can see here in my phone, I've got 5G and I live in like Redneckville, Florida. I live in the Tampa area up in the sticks. Like there's farms out here, y'all. We got cows and blueberries and junk.
Julia, we got cows.
And even here, like I'm off Wi-Fi and I'm getting 5G. If you're on a phone and this is hard to see, I am extremely sorry. Maybe squint at it. Do your best Robert De Niro impression. So 5G, I'm not getting full bars. I'm -1 bar. I'm at like, what is that? 4 out of 5 bars. Like that is plenty for me. Like I've never really had issues. We'll get to that in a sec because there's been a little bit of issues, but I've been all around Florida and I've always had service most of the time. We'll get to that in a sec. This past year, I had to go to Michigan a couple of times. The Detroit area, no problems like getting service or anything like that. You could go to Tello's website and look at their coverage map, but it's really going to be like a general like population of the United States map. They kind of all are. So that's not really something to go by. I'd really rather like give you my honest opinion, like what I experience. I've only been to like Florida and Michigan in the past year. It's been pretty solid.
My name is Rufus, and that's the truth.
All right, so y'all know I've been paying $8 for the cell phone plan, and sometimes it's an $8 cell phone plan. I'm not gonna lie. The most times that I've had like interruptions was with GPS, or sometimes when I'm web surfing. Don't do a lot, so not a lot there. But when the hiccups happens for me the most is when I'm doing GPS maps. A couple days ago, I was picking up something off Facebook Marketplace, and it was here, like in my town, but it was in like a residential neighborhood where I'd never been before. And you know how they snake around, getting all around. You daggum lost in your own neighborhood, man. Shoot. So I put on the GPS. I got to the place fine, and then when I went to go leave, put my address in, to get me out of this residential neighborhood, and it like totally froze up. Like nothing would work. That might have been my crappy old phone though, cause it's like 3 years old. It's a Nokia, so we're talking a cheapskate Andy budget phone here. So whenever I have GPS problems, I just like reboot my phone, let it, get its memory back and jump, and then normally it'll be fine. I've never like gotten lost because I'm old and I remember having to like not use a GPS.
Old people are the greatest. They're full of wisdom and experience.
So I've still got a few core memories that had to be unlocked when the situation called for it. But I was able to get myself out of there, back on the main road, and just like, okay, I know where I'm going, go back home, daggone. The GPS is a little flaky. It might be my phone, because it always works. You just reboot the phone, and yeah, it worked. I'm sure if you have like a modern phone that's not crappy like mine, you'll be fine. So I won't be switching from Tello Mobile anytime soon. Year 2 is gonna happen. Despite the hiccups, the cost savings is just too good to pass up. All around Redneckville, Florida, I got coverage. Even when I had to go down south a couple hours to Retirementville, Florida, I had coverage. Daggum, even when I had to go to Rehabville, Florida, I got coverage. You wanna check them out? I got a link down there. Go Crush!